is really
Welcome back. This is part 2 of the first
don't
episode.
Have we already
start
started yet?
No. Okay, no. I'm just giving you like. So this second part's kind of like shifted towards you more,
Okay.
and like me and Ricky are gonna ask you certain things, kind of things that I talked to you about. Wipes, you chime in here and there, and then Ricky's gonna give you ask for advice and certain things, and then right at that point you'll talk about your reading page. Wipes, you kind of plug the restaurant again, and the quote. You have your quote?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we kind of just wrap up like comment.
Yeah. Then you can do all the. Yeah.
But this part really is for kind of you. We're gonna start off kind of like where the date thing kind of because it's a 2-parter, right? So
Yeah.
we end with the date part, and then when he hits record, we'll just kind of go from there, and then get into the nitty gritty. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Then you get McDonald's. Wipes to buy McDonald's.
What? Buy who McDonald's? Yo, you must.
Yeah, junior chicken.
That junior
Right.
chicken.
That was
Part two.
Happy to show my best.
All right, welcome
friend.
back to part 2 of the same episode. So the same episode you guys saw last week. This is part 2. We're gonna continue right where we left off, where Sanjay took my wife on a date.
Did you work at Best Buy?
Yeah, I worked at Best Buy. Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah.
Wait, didn't you? Did you like take? Did you go on a date with her once?
What?
You wanna
No.
talk about it?
No. Hey. What the? Oh my God, no. This is not happening, bro. Yo, okay. This was not in the okay.
Yeah, sir. I heard that.
No, I did not.
Sand, we went on a date.
No, we didn't.
We did. You took me out to dinner. Well, lunch.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna air this out right now, okay? Yes, I worked at Best Buy with them. Okay. Obviously I already knew Wipes, UCJ. Okay. I had just broken up with the girl that I was dating at the time. And we're doing whatever. And Daniel's dad had just opened the first location of the restaurant. It was fairly new at that point.
Yeah, I think it was about like 2 years.
Wait. Okay.
And then you were always talking about it, like all of us. It's like a general thing. And then I think it just so happened that I was like, hey, look, we should go. And then Daniel's like, he can't go. Because you had the same shift all the time. Did you
At
not?
Best Buy?
Yeah. Like
But-
mine was
Basically,
different.
Yeah, like mine was like Mondays, Wednesdays,
But
Fridays,
when we went,
Saturdays,
he was
Sundays.
there. That's why
This
he
was
couldn't
on
go.
a
He was
weekend.
helping out at the restaurant.
It was a weekend. Or something.
So were you working while he brought her there?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have
Yeah, bro.
pictures of that day.
You know how mad I was? Not
How'd that
lying.
make you feel,
Lying,
bro?
lying. No.
Okay.
No,
Well,
'cause, okay. At this
That make you
at this
feel.
point, we weren't even we were
it's what she cut
we
you
didn't
off.
even have anything. No.
It'd make the story better if she cut you off.
I
Yeah, I was. with him
Me
that time.
techie gala wait. I did from okay. That's not what happened.
Anyway, Sandra asked me to go for a date for lunch, and we went, and he brought me to Daniel's restaurant, and now I'm married to Daniel with 2 kids.
They could have been my light skinned babies.
They wouldn't have been light skinned.
Oh, come on. Why are you throwing me under the bus?
You
I was obviously the better fit.
You missed my birthday.
Oh, come on. Not this crap.
multiple times.
Honestly, it wasn't a
Multiple.
date. We were friends. I was like, hey, you want to go? We have a time. We
was a
went.
date.
No, it wasn't
It was
a
a
date.
date.
It was a
That's not
date.
true.
It was a date.
And when I told Nanny I was
You
going,
picked her up.
He
You
was the
drove
one.
her out
Okay,
here.
so whatever. I picked her up. That doesn't mean anything.
You know
And
what?
he was
You cheap
encouraging.
bastard! You brought her out to my restaurant just so you could get free food.
First of all, I wanted to pay. Your dad said no. Wipes made us pay anyway. And this
Exactly.
guy, all these years, still.
Yeah, he's like, screw this
You know
guy. I'm
how
gonna make
much
him pay.
times I pick you up in that Pontiac, Montana, and drive you places and you ain't give me no gas money?
Okay, but the funny thing is that Daniel asked me numerous times to go to the restaurant, and I kept saying no, that I wasn't going to go. But then I showed up with Sanjay, and he was there. Awkward. Awkward.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to get some food. Like, I'm not. Like, no white girl's going to like me.
You were trying to
Get
get more
some
than
popcorn
food.
or something.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I'm
God.
joking.
Some popcorn.
This is getting out of hand. I did not take.
Okay, we don't have to tell our relationship on here.
Yeah.
Are you sweating? You sweating?
Yeah.
off?
Hey.
Yeah, like, honestly.
Bullets.
No, like, it's actually been a funny kind of
Yeah.
running joke with the three of us for all these
It has
years.
been, yeah.
And I knew they were gonna bring it up, but I didn't want to because I didn't want people to think like I'm trying to hit them.
Mindset and madness.
And he's
Yeah,
trying to say it
and
wasn't a date.
I have the results right here. CJ, I don't know if you want to tell Daniel, but
What?
you're not the father. Oh,
I
Jerry. Okay, that's
Fight? Now fight. Calm.
no.
Calm down.
Hold
Could
on.
probably knock you out in one.
But
punch.
Sanjay's a father.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm joking.
Oh, fucking. All right. Okay. Thank
Poor
God I'm
Sanjay's
dark.
getting heated. This
Yeah,
week.
I'm like, okay,
It's okay, Sanj.
it's fine. There was always something there.
Thought
Okay.
See, or what?
Wait, what? I didn't hear that.
You lost it. Okay, so
I guess I'll listen to the podcast and hear it.
yeah, okay. So welcome to part 2. This is a 2-parter. We're still here with our special guest CJ, who
Welcome back. How was your week?
Good. How was your week?
That was.
Wait, we haven't left, bro.
shut up. They don't know that.
They do know that.
To be fair, they did leave the room and come back. So
Okay, yeah, we had to pee.
welcome back.
So
Did you guys both like hold it?
No.
Just, like, did you hold his Ricky?
there's a washroom buddy
Sam, did you
system.
hold?
I'm with Ricky.
Yeah.
You're with CJ.
Exactly. So did you guys have to like hold each other's and like
no,
shake it?
no. We
No?
just
To be fair, Sunita was my washroom buddy.
That's true.
Shout out
I
to
just went by
Sunita.
myself.
uh,
Listen.
You like living on edge.
Exactly.
shot through the heart and you're so vain. Okay, so all right, serious. So, so this part, like I said, is our part two.
Part two.
And we talked about marriage, we talked about relationships, but we want to get marriage from CJ's point of view, a little bit more female perspective. And as you guys have heard, that they have 2 beautiful children. So my first question, or how to phrase it, is raising children in this day and age. Obviously, it's not like when our parents did it, when things were, not to say it was easier, but easier in the sense things were cheaper and it was just a different time. What is it like raising children in this day and age?
Expensive. Mr. I want 10 kids over there. We go through $70
You want
of
10?
formula every 6 days.
How much?
$70 for a pack of formula every 6 days.
Jesus.
And sometimes you can't even find the one that you need.
Yeah, like when we had
Yeah, never mind. We're not having 10 kids.
when we had baby girl,
Baby
there was a
girl.
point in time when we couldn't get the formula, and that's when formula was like
Oh, yeah.
very hard to get.
Yeah, it was like the middle of COVID when
one
stores
night we
couldn't
went
carry it.
to 9 or 10 stores in one night.
Dude, I
to
drove
try and
as far.
find
Like I
formula.
drove north of Orangeville to
Yeah.
go find formula.
It hasn't been so bad since baby boy's been born, but when baby girl was born, it was rough. And formula was a little bit cheaper then too, like $10 cheaper. But now it's about $70 for formula. Go to Costco for your wipes and diapers.
Yeah, just wait till
But
it's on
it's still
sale.
it's really expensive. Things are so different now because like you want to raise them on technology because that's just what the world's come to.
Well,
whereas
you
we didn't
don't
really
want to
have
raise
it.
them on technology. You want to kind of stay away from it, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
like everybody's on it. So
Yeah,
it's
but you
like-
think about
yeah,
it
so
like
it's hard
when
to
they go to
avoid it.
school, like a lot of schools now, everything's typing and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't hold them from that because then they're going to be behind when they start school.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean? So it's like there has to be a balance, and that's what we're learning right now with our toddler. Is that last Sunday we were at the cottage and like her tantrums have just been unreal.
Terrible twos are real.
Terrible
thing, bro.
twos are it's
Real.
not for the weak. And we went ahead and I'm like, okay, Sunday morning we woke up, I'm like, there's no more tablet. Like
No
we're not doing
tablet,
this,
no
no tablet, no
phones.
phones, no nothing. Like she needs to get back on track.
No, Miss Rachel.
No, Miss Rachel. So up until today, she has not had TV or tablet. And she's still throwing tantrums, she's still yelling and stuff, but it's not something that I expected to change like right away.
Right, yeah.
But you can see that she's more engaged, like she's aware of her surroundings. She's playing with toys that she hasn't played with in months. So overall, like I'm seeing a change in her. And then I told her today, you can watch TV for like an hour, max 2 hours a day. Like maybe when she's sitting down eating to kind of get her to like, you know, focus on that. But like big comfy couch, Arthur, Blippi and Mika, Miss Rachel if she wants Miss Rachel. But like
Paw Patrol.
things.
Little stuff on,
Her
like,
issue is that
Peppa
she
Pig.
scrolls. Like if she gets someone's phone, she goes onto YouTube, she scrolls, and all these kids are doing is screaming and throwing tantrums and hitting their parents and stuff, and that's all she's seeing. So I think that's kind of what wired this whole temper tantrum thing. Like I know terrible twos, you're gonna deal with it regardless, but it was getting really bad. So I pulled it away, and like it sucked because you don't want to pull that stuff away, just rip it away from them, but it had to be.
Yeah.
Raising them now, it's so hard because like you also don't. If I give her my phone, she has access to things that she doesn't need to be seeing at this age, right? And it's such a different time.
Yeah, like when we were growing up,
kids.
we didn't have cell phones and stuff. Like I wasn't even allowed to have a TV in my room, and TV back then, like I got, I don't know, a few channels maybe. We wouldn't even have cable upstairs, and then I just use it just to play video games. But because the TV's in the room, my parents didn't want me to be up late at night playing video games and stuff, which is understandable, right? But now it's like every kid has a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop, and these kids are like 5 years old. Not even, some of them are even younger than that with cell phones. It's like, dude, what, like, why, bro? Let kids be kids. Go outside, go play, go.
Touching on the whole like going outside and playing. Don't come for me saying I'm a bad parent. Nobody come for me, but I can count on both hands how many hours she spent outside during the winter. Like you couldn't get this girl to go outside. We spent so much money on snowsuits, stuff like that. She would not go outside.
Sleds.
In this past week of her not having a tablet or TV, almost every single day she's been outside for like 3-4 hours a day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like the change has been crazy. I'm telling you, if you have a toddler, take away screen time. Even if you're pro screen time and like that's what gives you your sanity, limit it.
Yeah.
It has been a huge change.
Get a bubble machine.
Yeah.
She
Or give
loves
them
bubbles.
give
As soon
them
as
a
the bubble
sibling.
starts going, she's out there. Just
Give them a sibling. It works too.
that's it.
And how is she with her brother?
I have never seen love the way that I've seen her love her brother. Like in the morning, as soon as he wakes up from a nap, anything, which is so weird because like ever since she was a baby, no matter what time this girl would wake up, we would say good morning to her. It could be 6 o'clock in the evening and we're like, good morning. And so now when her brother wakes up, she's like, good morning, I love you, good morning. And then she gives him a kiss.
And she has this thing. She has to play with the ears.
Oh,
And
she's,
she'll
like,
grab his
obsessed with
ears and
Do you
she'll
know
go
how
up
big
to
his
him.
ears are.
Actually, she'll give
Poor
him
guy.
nosy, bro. She'll just put her nose up in his
Yeah.
and just.
But then
And
as
he's the
soon
cutest thing.
she walks in a room, he lights up. Like it's like a love that I gave my baby a baby. It's the best thing ever. Yeah,
Really sweet.
That's very sweet. That's very touching.
it is.
But
Very cute.
I mean, the screen time thing, just to touch on that, like I experienced it a little bit with my niece, you know, in Niagara this past weekend. I mean, it was just her. So you can understand she's bored.
Yeah,
We went to a
of course.
winery. Like, what is she going to do there? Even when we're in the hotel, like drinking, like, what is she going to do, right?
Yeah.
But like, I understand because like you see so many kids now. Here's the phone. Here's the screen. Like, and it's not good for them. Like, we're all kind of guilty rotting our brain on TikTok.
Oh,
But,
for
like,
sure.
It's just so different. And I think all of us who have children or who want to give them our experience, how we were raised as kids. But it's so hard because things have kind of changed, you know?
Well, yeah, touching on what you just said, like kids do what they see. So we come home from work or we come home or we're trying to spend time with them and we're scrolling on our phones. Well, yeah, we're not being present. So they're wanting to do something on their end. They want to watch TV. They want to have a tablet in their hands because that's what they see that we're doing. So it has been a thing that we've touched on lately, like just trying to be more present and like not being on our phone so much. Because like, how am I going to tell her that she's not allowed a tablet, but yet I have my phone like this in my face?
Yeah. It's
Like
like
it's
monkey see,
missing.
monkey do, yeah.
It's missing out on my time with her and her time with us, and our son too. But I mean, he's only 8 months, so.
So lastly, before I pass it to Ricky, like, you know, physically it's one thing, but mentally, like the toll on children, how do you perceive it? with your own experience mentally, like going through it?
So are we touching on postpartum now, or is this just mentally like just having kids in
Just
general?
having kids in general. With postpartum a little bit later.
It can be so mentally draining some days. Like Sunday when she threw her tantrum, I think you guys had already left by then.
Uh-huh.
But I sat on the floor and she was having a tantrum and I bawled my eyes out. It was such a rough time. I was crying, and then because I was crying, my mom was crying. Because I was crying, my daughter was crying, and my mom was crying, my grandmother was crying. So like it was just
Yes, they
all
were
of us.
visiting.
Chain reaction.
They're still here.
They're still
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah, they're here for 4 more
4 more
weeks.
weeks.
Okay.
But it was so hard because it's like I don't want to be the mean parent, and Daniel's an amazing dad, but like I am the primary parent. Like I'm her comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so me having to be the bad parent and the reason why she's acting this way, it's hard.
Yeah,
And it
true.
hurts because I'm like, I just want to comfort her, but at the same time, like, I need to be comforted.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm there bawling because I'm like, I don't know what to do.
And that's when I came downstairs. and
I'm
seen what was
learning
going
too,
on.
so it's like it's just kind of a whole learning cycle. So it can be so draining, but like after that, when she saw me crying, she came over and she's like, "Mommy, don't cry. Everything's okay. I promise. Everything's okay."
Yeah.
And she's wiping my tears, and I'm like, "How can I even like?"
Yeah.
There's so many precious moments that it makes those little moments just be like, you know what? It wasn't even that serious.
Yep.
It wasn't
And
that
Wipes, when
serious.
you see that, like what it's going through your head now,
when
because it's a chain reaction from your daughter to your wife, mother.
dude, I understand it's rough. Like it'll definitely break you when she throws these tantrums. Some days it's like, dude, like you don't know what to do, and it will break you in every which way you think possible.
And there's no
like-
way to prepare for this.
No, you can't prepare for it. It's just, you know what's going to happen, but until it happens, you don't know how to deal with it. And like a lot of days, you don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But that's when you need each other to kind of lean on, right? Because I came downstairs, she was bawling her eyes out, so I got
Yeah.
down on the floor and I gave her a hug, right? I just hugged her out, let her cry,
Yeah.
and then our daughter came over after, and then she saw what was going on. That's when she started hugging her, and it's like, why you can't even be mad anymore? It's like
Yeah.
to see her showing that kind of love that a 2-year-old, do you really think that they know that kind of
She
right?
is,
Like she stopped everything she was doing and she came over to her to make sure that CJ was okay.
she's
like,
a very
don't worry.
emotionally, like attached kid. Like she's so caring and so loving, and it's like, it's so hard too because she's 2. So like she can speak and she talks nonstop, but it's like she's only 2, so it's like she's also learning her expressions and she's not quite sure how to deal with them. So it's like I need to try and help her navigate her emotions. And it's like, okay, yeah, you get frustrated and the first thing to do is like raise your voice or like whatever, and it's just like, man, she's learning too, so then you feel bad. Mentally,
Yeah.
like I've put myself to sleep crying because I'm just like, was I too mean? Like, should I not have raised my voice?
Yeah.
So
You start questioning yourself a little bit.
yeah, and I'm like, I know I'm a good mom. No one can ever say that I'm not, but it's like,
Don't
You-
say she isn't.
don't come for me. But it's hard, and it's like you're trying to regulate your own emotions now being a mom, and you're trying to help this 2-year-old figure out how she's feeling and not being able to fully explain it to you. So, but it's so rewarding. It's honestly,
The good days definitely outweigh the bad days.
it does.
Because when
And
the good days hit, it's like I can't
Yeah.
even explain it. It's like the greatest feeling. Like
I know last week
internally,
you
it's just
touched a
like
lot about it.
yeah.
it's great. It's just
But it's honestly one of the most rewarding things ever. I love being a mom, truly.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Well,
You're out that way.
yeah. I want to cry a little bit there.
Aw.
But yeah, you guys spoke about like the mental part of it. How was like the physical toll on it? Like how did it like affect you guys physically?
these grays, bro.
Yep. Okay, we know the grays.
That's just a copper deficiency.
Shut up.
It is.
A lot of back pain.
Yeah.
Carrying them, like especially when they want just a certain person. Some days they don't even want you to sit down. You just have to stand up and hold them. And then you have one comfort arm, like one arm that you're really comfortable holding them in.
Mhm.
You don't realize how much pressure it kind of puts on your lower back until like months later, sometimes even weeks later, like your lower back is just done.
So you're saying when I go to the gym, just do like back workouts and arm workouts, just hold the
Not
dumbbells
even,
like this,
just
walking around the gym.
Stretch.
Yeah,
I
Get
do
your
legs
stretches
too,
in.
man. You got support, dude.
oh man.
So, like physically between our marriage, you mean? Like how it changed?
A little bit of that, and like on your bodies, like
A lot more back pain, leg pain,
yeah, just
sore, tired, and then you're tired constantly.
yeah.
I
Okay.
gave birth 2 times, and let me tell you, what was that?
I don't know. That was for you saying you gave birth because you win. Like there's nothing more to say. At that point. Like there's really
Game
nothing-
over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest though. I must say, I will praise myself on this. After having both my children, I was up and on the go. Like I wasn't in bed. To be fair, our son was sick, but like as soon as they gave me the clear that like I could get up, I was in that NICU like you would not believe. I was walking. They're like, "Do you need a wheelchair?" I'm like, "No." But the aftermath of giving birth, the back pain has been like the worst it's ever been. Because I'm so on the go now, like on my feet, chasing the toddler, bouncing the baby. I broke my leg back in 2021, and like
Yeah.
and even just that alone, like has gotten significantly worse since having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your leg hasn't fully healed since
No.
then because you went back to work when you weren't supposed to go back to work.
Yeah. Don't do that. But
Don't listen to what
other than
your
that,
company
honestly,
has to say.
no.
Yeah, when
Other
it
than
comes to
that, it's
well-being.
just being tired. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were so used to like sleeping in. When we used to like
was
stay at
great.
each other's houses and stuff, like there would be times where like 2:00 we'd be like, let's have a nap. Wake up like 6 hours later and
And
be
every
like, all
some
right,
days where we'd
let's
be
go.
up like all night. We'd go out for dinner and stuff and be up all night.
Like
just
literally be at Denny's
watching
till like 3,
movies
4
and-
o'clock in the morning too.
Yeah,
and now
there'd
it's
be
like-
days when we'd be working, and we'd leave our shift at like 10:00 at night, go to Denny's. 6:00 in the morning, we leave Denny's. Sun's coming up. I drop her home. She gets showered, changed. She goes back for her next shift.
Holy.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
Damn.
I think that's one thing that we really took for granted because I'm going to be honest, most nights, like it sucks because we only get to spend
Dude, we
a
barely even
couple
get any
hours,
time with each other
if
anymore.
that, when the kids go to bed to like just even watch a show.
Yeah.
And most times when I put the kids to bed,
You're ready for bed.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I knock out putting the kids to bed, and it's like it's just tiring. But other than that, physically, I don't think there's nothing really.
For me, for like the physical part, and it's not just about like sex. I know. No, like for me, my love language is physical touch.
It
You know,
is.
like and it's not just about having sex or anything like that. It's just feel like I like to be
Yeah.
close with somebody, right? And that's where I feel safe. Like when I come home and I'm having a really bad day and she gives me that hug, it's like everything just lets out. And I just let out the biggest sigh because it's just the most comfortable
Yeah.
thing. And that's what I like. I just like the feeling of just being, yeah, I'm a simp. Fuck you.
You said
I
it.
like it.
Why are
I
you
like.
mad about it?
That's what I like. Like
This guy has SIM card.
He likes to be the little spoon.
that too.
But yeah.
That too.
Ew.
Other than that, it's really, I think the one that took like the main toll on us physically is just tiredness. And especially, I mean,
And then with work too, like some of the days I get home, it's like 8. Like the latest I've ever gotten home is like 9 p.m. at night. She's already tired. She's ready for bed. She's already burnt out from the whole day, right? She's overtouched, overstimulated, everything. So it's like I get home and she's already in bed some days, right? And
yeah.
it's rough. Like for me, it's like, damn, I'm missing out on all this. I'm missing out on all my time at home. I don't feel that same. It's not that we don't have that same connection. Obviously, we do, but it's like
Just the time.
it's right. And we know it's a phase. It's going to happen when you have kids,
Yeah.
right? But it doesn't prepare you for how fast it changes,
Yeah.
right?
And your life, how fast your life changes.
Exactly, because before we had kids, we were at each other's house. Like, I mean, we live together now, obviously, but like, we would be like I said, our relationship was very spontaneous. We can just say, hey, we're gonna go out here this day. Just let's go grab food over here. Let's go drive this far and just go get food. We can't do that like we once used to, right? Like CJ was saying, let's just take a nap midday, just because. Don't get to do that either. When things that were about us, it's not just us anymore.
Has to
So
be
now
with the
it
kids, yeah.
involves two little kids. There's there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it's like
Our
it's
lives
such a
changed.
drastic change that no one could prepare you for that. It's just you just have to move with the punches, basically.
Yeah.
People say, and this is for anyone who doesn't have kids yet, everyone will always say, oh, well, get your sleep now. That doesn't fucking help us.
Yeah, no.
Like, what
I
is
could
me
sleep
getting
24
my...
hours today, and then the next day I
Like,
don't sleep at all.
I hate when
Still
people say
tired.
that. They're always like, oh, well, get your sleep before the baby comes. But what's the sleep that I'm getting now gonna have to do when the baby gets here? Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna lose sleep regardless. So,
Yeah.
like, stupidness. Don't get any sleep.
So
Practice staying up all night.
Make you
so
second guess, a little bit.
nah, I mean, I still want kids.
Just not
No,
10.
kids are great. Kids are
I
great.
would love to have
Just
10 kids.
Honestly,
I'm gonna tell you, prepare yourself. It's not nothing I could do to tell you
Two?
to prepare yourself. It's just
Yeah,
you just got to deal with it.
yeah. And you have to have a lot of patience.
We could offer you
Lots of
advice and
patience.
stuff like that, like
Yeah, we're gonna
like
get that
how to
at the
deal with
end,
certain
yeah.
things,
Mhm.
Yeah.
obviously. But I can't
and
tell
the
you how
whole
you're gonna
patience
prepare.
thing we'll touch on when we get into
Yeah.
postpartum because
So, like, you guys spoke about barely getting sleep and stuff. When do you guys, like, ever get time for, like, yourself, like, every once in a while? Like, do you guys get help, like, getting, like, having kids babysat or,
okay, so
like, your parents or
yeah,
whatever?
we live with my parents. So that's honestly such a big help.
Shout out to them. They're actually watching them tonight.
Yeah.
They are,
They should be asleep by now.
hopefully.
Dennis,
Um,
go on your bed.
But trust me,
It's okay,
baby
yeah.
girl probably put my dad to sleep
Mm-hmm.
before he put her to sleep. But
Probably.
no, that is something that we're really trying hard to do. Like, I can only really speak from my train of thought when I say this, but like you said, being overstimulated and overtouched, like most days, as much as I want to give him what he needs, which is like that physical touch, just even sitting with our legs touching, like any kind of physical touch, and I can't do it, I feel so bad about that. But we try to do date nights. We even said that, like, okay, maybe we'll do every second week we'll do a date night out, and then the opposite week we'll do a date night at home. So like for a little while we did that. Like we would make a charcuterie board, sit down, watch a movie, and then like try to go out. We haven't been good with it.
No, we haven't.
We have not been good with it. And like my grandparents, to be fair, my grandmother keeps saying this is the last time that she's coming here, which I'm like, can you
Yeah.
stop saying
Yeah,
that?
a lot of, yeah.
But they're here for 6 weeks, and the past 2 weeks that they've been here, like we've been very involved with just doing things with them. Because I mean, yeah, we don't really get time for ourselves, but it's like, what more time do I have with my grandparents too?
Exactly.
Right. So now that the 2 weeks have passed and like everything's good, they pretty much know the kids' routines and everything. We're like, okay, now is our time to like catch up on some date nights, spend some time just the two of us, because like it's that guilty feeling of always having my parents watch the kids, because like
Yeah.
they live with them as well. So it's like
yeah.
you're with them all week, and then I'm also asking you to babysit, and it's like you need time for just the two of you guys as well, and you guys don't really get that. But we are really trying to establish some kind of date night routine, because
It's
I'll be the
important.
first one to admit not having date nights and time just between the two of us has put a struggle on things. Like most of, and correct me if I'm wrong, majority of our conversations are through text, because he's at work, I'm at home.
Yeah.
Then by the time we get home, if I go up and put the kids to bed, I'm laying in bed for a bit because I'm just so tired, and we're still just texting. And so things get miscommunicated. And then arguments will start because it's like we're not on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes, because you can't tell
it's
how they're saying
hard.
it. They're reading a text. Like how she says the text is completely different, like how I'm reading it, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's really hard. So establishing those date nights will definitely help.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I
it'll
say
get
like when
easier
you
for
get
guys
married,
to be
right?
better.
It's like a lot of people they think when you get married, it's like, okay, we got to stop having fun now. We're secured. We're married. That's that. The romance part of it is pretty much over. Just living. That's it, right? But no, that's how
No,
all
you
the
can't let
marriages
that happen.
fail.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You have to keep that whole thing going. Take each other out on dates. Let your kids see that that's how you're treating their mom, right? Because that's exactly how they're gonna grow up to think. Okay, that's the kind of person I need in my life.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, she's gonna look at me how I treat her, and she's gonna say to herself, okay, that's the kind of guy I need in my life. That's the kind of husband I need in the future.
Which is funny because that kind of circulates back to my hopeless love. Like, I don't want us to be arguing and not seeing eye to eye and not having date nights and stuff like that, because I don't want my daughter to have the same thought process about love and marriage as what I had growing up. I want her to see, like, wow, mom and dad really loved each other. Wow, mom and dad always made sure that they had time for each other. Like, we have everything we need, but they always made sure that they prioritize themselves as well, and just see us being genuinely happy. Like, I don't want there to be snarky comments and like the kids feel tension and stuff like that. Like, I grew up thinking that love didn't really exist.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't want that for her. Well, either of them, but she's
Yeah.
at the age now where she's understanding and
fair
she
enough,
sees
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
If we're all laying together, she'll be like, "Mommy, give daddy a hug." And I'm like, okay.
And
it's
she'll
like-
call, and then when CJ will give me a hug, she'll be like, "That's my daddy,
yeah,
my daddy."
rude. But yeah, it's
What do
it's
you
definitely
say?
something we have to work on for sure.
What do you say to that?
Ew. That's gross. That's
This
yuck.
is
Yeah.
disgusting. Cut.
She calls me daddy.
So the last thing that I want to talk about is postpartum, but for those, because I don't really know really too much about it. I don't think any guy will obviously never experience, but I want to know like what it is, and give the viewers like what you went through like with it and whatnot, because we all kind of want to learn from it. We want to know a better understanding, and for me, like it's new to me. So I would like to know and
Yeah.
like your experience dealing with that.
So I had two completely different,
Pregnancies.
definitely. So with my daughter, I'm gonna be honest with you, the labor and delivery part itself, I can't tell you much about it. I don't remember much about it. I remember coming home from the hospital. She was born on a Tuesday. The Wednesday we went home. My brother came from Montreal on the Thursday. Before he left to go back to Montreal, my grandparents had come. I don't even know how I want to word this. My grandparents came they were supposed to be here for like 5 weeks or something. They ended up staying for 9 weeks. Out of the goodness of their heart, and you can only imagine being first-time great-grandparents. Your first granddaughter gave you your first grandchild. Great-grandchild,
Yeah.
sorry. And it was a hard time for me because it was my first child, and I felt like I didn't necessarily get the mother bonding time that one would want with their child because there were so many hands-on
Yeah.
to help me. So I thought I was fine. I knew nothing about postpartum, okay? Thought I was fine. We went to his parents one day, and I was sitting down with the baby. I think he was with his brothers. And his mom sat with me, and she's like, "How are you doing?" And in that moment, her asking me that, I broke down just bawling. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. And I was just crying uncontrollably. And she's like, "Yeah, you're not okay." And I'm like, oh man. So then after that, I started to like really get in tune with my feelings. And I'm like, I'm not okay. I'm struggling. I was struggling with the fact of I had this baby for 39 weeks that only she was a part of me. And then she came into the world and I had to share her. And this is nothing obviously against you, my parents, anybody. But it's like I couldn't protect her anymore. I had to share her with him, with my parents, with my grandparents, with my brother. And it was like I wanted her all to myself. And you can't have that. And it's like I think a lot of moms struggle with the fact that like you don't want anyone to have your baby.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a hard truth, and like it sucks, it does, but it's just how you feel in that moment. Like you can't protect them anymore. They're open to the world at that point.
Mhm.
And then with our son, there was a lot that had happened during my pregnancy with my son that caused me to not really take care of myself the way that I should have. Like with my daughter, I was so on top of prenatals, doctor's appointments if I felt off, everything. With my son, things happened and I stopped. I don't even think I took prenatals for like a full 2 weeks of me being pregnant. I stopped just caring about everything. I was like, is this even what I want anymore? Do I want another baby? And it's like so many things happened. So I felt like I was dealing with postpartum before I even had the baby. And then I got diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety, and I started medication. And then once he was born and he was sick, all I could do then was struggle with the fact that my son was sick. We had to spend almost 3 weeks in the hospital, on top of feeling like it was my fault because I didn't take care of myself. So the postpartum was like 10 times worse than what it was with my daughter. I really struggled from the moment, like, I don't know if a day passed when I didn't just sit down and cry because, like, I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know how to feel. It was really rough.
Those 3 weeks are the worst.
It was really
It was
rough.
absolute
And then
worst.
coming home,
I
like,
remember,
yeah,
FaceTiming you guys at the hospital. And stuff.
yeah, it was a really rough time. Every day they would come in and they'd be like, okay, well, like, this test came back good, but then here's 3 other things that didn't come back
I
good.
remember that.
And it
Like,
just
I
kept
remember when they-
spiraling and spiraling.
When they first came back, they said they found some a certain bacteria in his spine that was kind of consistent with meningitis, and they told us they had to do a spinal tap on him. And he was only like a week old.
A week old. He was only 2 days old. He was only 2 days old.
Yeah,
and
because
his
he
parents had
spiked
come.
the fever, and they didn't know where this fever was coming
Yeah.
from. And then
His
they found
parents
that.
had come to the hospital to visit, and they pulled us aside, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to do a spinal tap." And I just broke down because I'm like, "Would any of this be happening if I took care of myself?" So then postpartum was just rough for me because I was just like, "Is this all my fault?"
Yeah, like when he
and-
was born, he had a lot of fluid built up in his lungs and everything, and they had to put a mask on him. And it was like,
No, I
dude,
remember
he
that
had,
picture. I remember you.
He had tubes up his nose and shit, dude.
Yeah.
That was
It was a really rough time.
fucked.
And then going home, still being in the hospital, I also had that, like, I'm at the hospital because my child's sick, so I need to be here. But then I have a 2-year-old at home who's wondering why her mom's not
Oh,
home.
yeah.
And it's like, nobody prepares you for that. Like,
Yeah, like
we were in the hospital for her birthday.
Yeah,
And it's
Oh,
like,
yes.
I then had to, that was the first time that I ever left the hospital.
yeah. He was 4 days old.
He was 4 days old, and I had to leave him for the day so I could spend time with my daughter. So, because, like, my one thing was I didn't want her to feel neglected because she had a brother.
No, I remember because you had scheduled the party. I remember saying you had to
Yeah.
reschedule it and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, and then
of
we
course,
ended
like,
up just canceling it.
canceling it, which makes sense.
It
of
was a
course,
really,
that's
really rough
number one
time.
priority.
Yeah, like her brother and his girlfriend, they bought all the gifts for her. Wrote our names on it because we couldn't leave the hospital to do anything. They bought all the decorations, went to the house, set up everything for her, make it seem like
Yeah.
she's having a birthday party.
She was
for her.
opening presents, and we were like, oh my God, because, like, we didn't even know what they got. They just wrote our names on it.
Yeah.
So postpartum with him was, like, really hard. I was on medication. I'm still on medication. Going back to when I said the patience, if I don't take my medication, I do not have patience. Like, I'm quick to jump. I'm quick to raise my voice. And I'm not someone who's really like, I want to take pills every day, stuff like that. But if it makes me a better mom, I'm going to do it. So, yeah, I'm still on medication to this day. It probably needs to be upped a little bit. But I haven't taken it since my grandparents have been here because everything's just been so hectic. You're supposed to take it every day, same time, whatever. And just a couple nights ago, like, I was like, I can't keep feeling like this. Like, I feel like I'm spiraling back to, like, when he was first born, like, just the depression and stuff like that. So I'm like, I need to get back on my medication. So now I've been taking it again for like 3 days. I see, like, I have so much patience.
That's like when I gotta smoke that
Yeah.
devil's lettuce.
Yeah, he's got his own little
That keeps
his own
me
little
sane.
way, but postpartum's rough, and I truly, my heart goes out to anybody that experiences it. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Like, it's a really tough thing to try and navigate.
Well, thank you for sharing because
Yeah.
obviously it's a very sensitive and serious topic, and we all, you guys saw the first part or heard it, like a lot more fun, and you know, this second half was really to get a woman's perspective, not just on marriage, but yeah, with kids and stuff like that. Daniel has shared, and we're gonna have guests future on, like friends and family who are married, to give their experiences. But this was the first one, and thank you for sharing. Postpartum. Glad that baby's okay now, and
That
they
boy
look
knows
like
he's
you
still
and
no
not
more, bro.
wipes.
Huh?
It looked like CJ, not you.
But everyone can admit my kids are really cute.
Yeah,
Very,
they are,
You're welcome.
very.
because they're
They're white.
yeah.
Listen,
Not my words.
I
Or
was
that's his
very
words.
light skinned when I was a baby. Okay.
His dad said that he was an uncooked chicken. He was just wrinkly.
Okay,
and
but like,
raw.
look at the screen, guys. I mean, was Daniel looking like CJ as a baby? Like, come on.
Dude, you know how this is what happens when you're out in the sun a lot. You should know.
I'm naturally dark. I don't.
Me and Ricky like.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
like-
born like super white.
I was a
Like-
light. I was real light. Like
Yeah.
I was my daughter's light skin when I was a baby.
I was whiter than that when I was born.
So
Like
to-
I was white, bro.
Yeah.
Like real light.
When our daughter was born, Daniel's like,
Yeah,
She's
dude. I
mine,
looked at her. I
right?
was like, yo, there's no way. You got gray eyes and you white as hell.
even his mom came to the hospital and she's like, it is Daniel's, right? I'm like, yeah. She was very, very
Well, we
white.
have the
White.
test right here. Nah, I'm just joking. But no, thank you, CJ, for sharing that, and wrapping up.
Yeah.
Ricky has
Do you guys have any advice for me and my fiance here for?
fiance. Come on down. Dun, 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 dun. Up. Okay. Yeah.
They just came back from Jamaica. She has lost her voice. She can't be on this week's episode.
Liar.
Bullshit. Okay.
So, advice in regards to marriage and kids, or just marriage yet?
Both.
Married.
Like
Okay.
balancing your life, like hobbies, like all of that stuff.
The sacrifice.
That's what like the whole community.
I know
like,
you got to sacrifice. I know
You
you
got-
guys
That's
just
a
gotta
big thing.
understand. Like there's you when you're married, your husband still gonna want to go out and do his things, right? Like
Yeah.
he still has his hobbies and stuff. If you and obviously your wife obviously has hobbies and stuff too, the things that she likes to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't restrict them from doing that because then they're going to resent you. You're going to are definitely going to start to resent each other.
Mhm.
You're going to resent your spouse. You're going to resent your kids, and that's not something you want because that shit's just going to start. That's just messy.
Mm-hmm.
Be there for each other, and give each other space. And I'm not saying like, okay, go sleep on the bed or you go, not like
Yeah.
that. Like, give each other space to still do the things that they enjoyed before you guys even started dating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I love fishing, and she knows that.
Mm-hmm.
She will not hesitate to let me go fishing. If I say, "Hey, I want to go this weekend," go.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, me, the dad guilt. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
do I really want to leave her when I know she's having a hard time?
Yeah.
Like, no. So I'd rather just stay because I know I still have years down the road to fish,
Oh yeah.
right? So and this is just a temporary phase, but it's a temporary part that just it feels like it's forever, but it's not.
Yeah.
Um,
I know, like, joke about it, like, oh, like, you can't go fishing this weekend, and this and that, but, like, really and truly, I understand, like, by just seeing, you
Yeah.
want to spend time with your kids.
like you
And
definitely want to, right?
you
And
wanna be in their
I
life.
can't wait until they're old enough to do the things that I love. I love to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she loves like reading stuff. She's a true crime junkie,
Yeah.
right? She can't wait for our kids to get into true crime and all that
Mhm.
same things that she loves to do. And then things like we both like doing together, like going on hikes, going camping, stuff like
Mhm.
that, going into the outdoors.
Yeah.
We both love that shit. Right? So it's just make time for each other. Just try to make
Yeah.
time for each
Yeah,
other.
that's pretty much what I was gonna say too. Like, we didn't really get to enjoy marriage because we got married and 2-3 weeks later our daughter was born. So
Yeah.
we got married and then jumped right into being parents.
Yeah.
So it's like we didn't get to do that married couple stuff, which I
we
think
didn't have
it
the
plays
big
a lot.
wedding.
No, we didn't have the big wedding or anything like that. Like, which I think kind of plays into why we want to make date night so important now.
Mm-hmm.
Just make time for each other. Like, if you guys aren't planning to have kids yet, that's completely totally fine. Don't think you're on a timeline. You're not on any kind of timeline but your own. Like, it'll happen when it happens, and that's just that. Travel together, do the date nights. Of course, do your own things separately, because I'm, as stupid as it sounds, the whole, what's it? Separation makes the heart grow fond or whatever. It's true. Yeah, okay, we've been together for
8 years.
8 years. If he goes fishing all day, I do miss him when he's gone. And when he comes home, I'm just like, I can't wait to spend time with you. So it's like, you do need that time apart, married or not. Like, it's not healthy to just always be with your partner.
Up each other's ass, because it's like,
It's annoying as hell.
and then you
I'm
start,
just being honest.
you realize your life is completely changed, and everything you once loved is completely gone, and that's
Yeah.
not something you want,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, so just honestly, just spend time with each other. Be as completely honest and transparent with each other as you can. And communication.
And still make time for your friends.
Yeah, of course. But
You're gonna need them.
communication is huge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you guys navigate, like, when you're upset, when she's upset. He likes,
I shut down.
he shuts down.
I'm quiet. She cannot get me to communicate.
No, and
and it's
I'm the
just something
communicator.
That's happened to me because of my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like to communicate, but every time I used to communicate, it used to get thrown into my face, and everything used to get turned on me, and it's just from that point I completely shut down. I don't want to. My mind's running with thoughts, like things I want to say, but I just can't say it. I'm just afraid. I just don't want to.
The going to bed, never go to bed mad. That is honestly such. I don't even know if there's a truer statement when it comes to your spouse. Like, just never go to bed mad. It doesn't end well.
Some days it's harder. Like some days I will admit there are some days that we do go to bed mad at each other, but we try not to. But it's marriage.
You guys will do great.
That
And
happens.
it's not happy wife, happy life. Don't play into that bullshit. It's happy spouse, happy house. It does. It's not
That's a new
just.
one.
Yeah,
heard that
no, it's
No?
not just happy life, happy wife, because that's all bullshit. How me being happy, yes, but how am I going to neglect him? He needs to be happy. He is the provider for us. Like, he needs to be happy, which makes me happy, which makes our kids happy.
Yeah.
It's a chain. It's
Yeah.
everyone needs to
Yeah.
be happy. So it's not just happy wife, happy life. Whoever plays into just that, it's bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Happy spouse, happy house.
I'll always remember that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't have any because I don't. I'm not there yet.
Soon.
So
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Soon, man, soon.
Okay. Do you have any?
No, that's pretty much it. I think I got the advice that I needed to hear.
So, again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your experiences and your thoughts. And before we wrap up, since the first episode, you guys
You don't
know
want kids wrap it up.
It's tradition.
Oh my goodness.
this podcast was both of their ideas. So you'll see CJ more. She says she's not going to come back. But
It was my idea. I brought it up to him that it was supposed to be
Oh.
us. And the next week, this man's like, okay, so Ricky, Sanjay, and I are coming out with a podcast. I'm like,
hey,
wait, what? I'm like, I thought this was us. He's like, oh, well.
remember when she talked about communication? See, this I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
So then he offered to
Big
kick
dog
Sanjay
geek.
out. He offered to kick Sanjay out and replace him, but here I am. Awkward.
She'll be on the show a lot.
Oh,
more.
you
Why
get-
you look surprised, bro?
Awkward.
Yeah, but we all agreed. We all mutually agreed. The three of us
Yeah.
said,
No, it doesn't surprise me.
Sanjay, you've been voted off the island.
That's fine. That's okay. We'll talk after
I,
the camera.
The next episode, I'll be sitting with Sunita in the back.
Yeah, but you will be on future episodes
Yes,
as a
I will
host
be.
and sharing your thoughts.
You guys need some female input every now and then.
Yes, we do, 100%. And before we let you go, you touched earlier about your reading page, so we want you to. The floor is yours to explain what it is and plug your.
Yeah, so I am a true crime fanatic, but my reading page is about anything that I'm reading in that moment. So there's fiction, whatnot. I post what book I'm reading, and then at the end, I post a review on it. Do reader follow parties. So any small little book talks that people have, we comment, and then whoever likes your comment, we follow them. So if you have a small page, you can always join in on that and just kind of build. I mean, I built mine up pretty
Yeah, it
pretty
took you a week
quickly.
to get
In a
over
week, I
1,000
got
followers.
over
Crazy.
1,000.
We need that. We need that.
And what do we have, like 100?
Yeah,
it's
we got
okay.
like
I'll help you
142.
guys out. I'm on here now. They want
Yeah.
to see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm joking. But no, it does take time, especially for podcasts, because that's something that's really hot right now is people doing podcasts. So it really does take quite a bit for you to
Oh yeah.
be noticed.
Yeah.
Whereas Book Talk isn't such a big community.
Mhm.
It's getting big, but it's not there yet. But yeah, so it's cors.reads, CORZ.READS, and it's on TikTok, Instagram,
You have a
even
Facebook page
Facebook
too,
a
right?
page. Yeah. I don't know. I need to figure out. I'm not.
Facebook's
Obviously
weird.
something-
Facebook.
I need to figure out how it just posts to all instead
Yeah.
of having to do it individually. But
Facebook-
anyways, yeah.
Instagram, you can connect to the Facebook, and once you make a post, it says at the bottom and connect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Facebook.
teach me all that.
Instagram's
But yeah. So if you want to follow me,
Yes,
Please
guys,
do,
follow
but-
her. Be supportive and wipes.
Or else.
You talked about your parents having a restaurant. They will be on here eventually at some point.
Or we might do it at the restaurant.
Restaurant.
We might,
You don't
yeah,
know
we
that
might just.
future-
Meda.
Eat
You
some
guys-
doubles.
So we taking you to the restaurant. You get you, some
guys
free food.
want
You get some
Top to be on
doubles.
the
Some.
podcast.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, wipes. Actually, me and CJ will go together.
Pick me up at 1.
what?
But yeah, so
That was-
their Instagrams though, if you want to put it at the bottom, is Anil's on Steels and Anil's on Young.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Wipes. So yeah, 2 restaurants, 2
Yeah,
locations.
Anil's
Yeah.
Taste of the Islands. There are ones at Young and Major Market, Richmond Hill. The other one is at Weston and Steeles in North York, Toronto.
Authentic Trinidadian
Definitely
food.
be there more often this summer. Ride my bike up there. Just get a double.
You're missing out if you haven't had it. So
Yeah,
it's really good.
Here, I'm
And
gonna start inputting some pictures like right here.
of the food.
What else?
Pretend like you're eating it right now.
So one last thing, CJ, I wanted to ask you really quick. Your first time on a podcast. What's your thoughts?
It wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be.
It's not right.
No,
Once you get into it. Just
Once
Say
you
it
get into
louder
it,
for the ones
it's
in
just
the
like
back.
pretending that like
Yeah.
this doesn't exist.
Come on.
yeah.
Except for
Yeah.
my girl Sunita back there. She
Hey,
was my
you're coming.
sanity. But yeah, no, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Thank goodness.
Well, there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram.
Remember, she still has her
Her quote
quote.
of the day.
Oh,
Quote of the
shit.
day.
Yes.
Like we said, at the end of every video,
Yes.
somebody's gonna give a quote of inspiration or
Yes.
something
yes,
that
you're
you
right.
know, something that kind of resonates with you, something that makes your days a little bit better. You know,
My bad.
a little quote of inspiration.
I thought you forgot about me for a second. I'm
No,
like,
come
no.
on.
you forgot about that first date.
My
No, I
lovely.
didn't.
Anyways, the quote is sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And that is truly something that has resonated with me since having kids. Like being present is exactly what we talked about here. You just don't know because they're never going to be this small again.
Exactly.
You're never going to have this moment with your spouse again, or you're never going to have an opportunity that may come up. So just be present, and you're gonna be thankful that you did.
Wow. That was a good one.
Yeah.
New wipes
They
have
get
back
better
to
and
back.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting like,
It's
I
getting
have,
deep,
I have
huh?
to go first next. I don't like
Mhm.
the next one. I don't even know what to.
I'll write it for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
Anyways.
cheating.
All right, guys, that's episode 4. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we will see you next week for episode 5. Peace.
Peace.
Mindset and